Why do I, as someone who is no longer a Christian, talk about Christianity on this app? Well, I feel like it's fairly evident if you're looking at the United States right now and actually paying attention to the news from multiple sources, why somebody might be criticizing Christianity. But I will educate you in case you do not know what I'm talking about. Number one, Trump has surrounded himself with Christian nationalists. His campaign was full of Christian nationalist rhetoric and imagery, and it has continued into his presidency. Christian nationalism has been given an unprecedented amount of access to federal power right now. I could spend 15 minutes sitting here talking to you about the different policies that have happened in the last 6 months that directly align with the white nationalist evangelical Christian agenda, which I am very familiar with because I used to be one of them. I have attended 7 Mountain Movement conferences, which, if you don't know what the 7 Mountain Movement is, it's basically the idea that there are 7 factions of influence in the world, and that it is the Christians calling to dominate them all. I'm not going to go into all 7, but it's like marriage, media, art, government. And there are entire organizations in this country dedicated to training young Christians on how to take over government, and they are the exact organizations and people who are in power right now. And I am familiar with their language. I am familiar with their tactics. I know what their agenda is because I was a part of it. I helped to move it along. And I also was incredibly damaged by it. I have seen the harm that it causes on a small micro level. So the idea that it is now in power and in charge of our government is terrifying to me. Do I want to be talking about anything else? Yes. I spent the last decade clawing my way out of Christianity. And I would love to think about anything and everything else, but it just seems to be following me. If it wasn't, trying to enforce its will upon my country right now, I probably wouldn't be talking about it. But I also have absolutely every right as a person in the United States, but especially as a person who has studied the Bible cover to cover 5 times, who has memorized entire books of it and dedicated the majority of my life to Christianity, to criticize the Christians who I see not living according to the Bible, who then demand that I live according to the Bible. When they stop oppressing us and forcing their faith down our throat, I will stop forcing their own faith down their own throat. Sorry, I got kind of fiery there. Christianity is now being used as a political weapon. If this was just stuff happening in the church, I would gladly not talk about it. But until that is the case, I will be on here calling Christians who are not living by their own religion out. Because if you're going to demand that I live by it, then I'm certainly going to demand that you do the same.